Welcome to Hiner Outdoor Living. We're a team of yardists taking boring, cookie-cutter yards and transforming them into one-of-a-kind backyard retreats. Join us as we bring quality, passion, and fun to yards all across the Colorado Front Range, inspiring life outside.
He's always recording. He's always
Alright.
ready. He is always ready, unlike you.
What's up, guys? We are back. We have we've done some really good progress. We move a lot of dirt. We already create our slope. As you as you remember, it was a little flat. So now we create this beautiful slope where we're gonna use some really beautiful boulders.
So Omar, did you have to bring dirt in, or was this everything you pulled out from the basin itself? You brought in dirt? Okay, so in an area like this, you brought in dirt. Why did you need to bring in dirt for this space?
So we got like at least 15 tons of dirt besides the one we pulled out of this hole, out of the basin, because we need to create some really good. We have two pumps that we're gonna have here. One stream is gonna come out of this section. The other one's gonna pop out of this other section. They both gonna marry at this level right here. We are doing some to have a better idea of water levels and stuff.
Do we need to bring the pastor?
So what?
You gonna marry?
No. So that stream is gonna come here. The waterfall is gonna fall into this stream right here. The other one is gonna come out of this one. It's gonna fall into here. They're both gonna collide here, and they're gonna spill over this section. We're gonna have one, and the last one over here that is going to fall into our basin over here. So we are creating a really nice slope. So for all these two pumps that we have, it's gonna look incredible. Beautiful boulders that are coming in.
So a couple things that I want to point about this project is we have a couple series of water features we install, and that series depends on the size of rocks we use. This one is going to be our big boulder series, whereas maybe in our smaller size rocks for the same footprint, we'd be using approximately 10 tons of boulders, but on this project, we're going to be bringing in 40 to 45 tons of boulders. So instead of getting those 1 to 2 foot size rocks, we got anywhere from 1.5 to 4 foot. Really makes a big difference. Yeah, big boulders. And I feel like that's a part of the reason why you brought in so much dirt, is because if you had those big boulders and you didn't bring in this topography, it would just look out of place, wouldn't look natural. You wouldn't be able to utilize this space and those rocks to their full potential.
Yeah, we have this space is a big space in here, so we need to incorporate those big boulders in order to give this space what it deserves, because you can see it right here. That's the main front door, and a lot of people gonna appreciate the beauty of these waterfalls in here.
One of the last things we want to do when building these water features is to create a volcano look. And in this situation, what we had to do was build up this wall with some boulders and create that retaining wall. And what that does is it enables us to lift up this dirt and the topography without creating that volcano look. So if we were to have this false start here and then have that dirt falling off that way, it just looks really unnatural. One thing that I love that that Omar did on this is, as he built this wall back here, it is not just a nice clean look, but it looks very natural with just the staggering, some up, some laying down, pockets to where you can put plants in, have them grow in, naturalize this space. So we don't want, this is a 360-degree driveway. We don't want one area of this place to look unsightly, and that includes the back of the water feature. So we really want to focus, and we do focus on those little details, not just from the main view from the house, but also from what it looks like as a whole. And that includes when people are driving out here, when they look at this, it looks good, it looks natural, and it doesn't look like an afterthought. So we want to make sure we're thinking through everything when we're designing and building our projects, and this is no exception.
last 10% that we call, which is just the edge of the liner, a little bit of rock here, a little bit of rock there, introduce some cobble into it, all kinds of size and shapes of rock, so it doesn't look so it looks as natural as possible. And so that's that 10%. It takes a little while to get it done, to get it dialed in correctly, so you can get that beautiful result at the end of the day. So we're working on the 10%, and it's gonna be a live food. It's going great.
How close you guys to being done?
Pretty close. I'm about to fire this thing up. I'm just doing a little bit of detail work here. And, close, really close.
Got it coming down, and then on the right side it's coming in, and on the left side it's coming in. Giving that a three-way action.
Well, I also love that it creates a horn of sound instead of, because when we were standing here just the right side going, it was loud, but then we added the left side and it just blended, even it up. Yeah.
And now you got that water going over there like you needed to.
Yep.
It's crazy how. Tell me a little bit, Omar, how you design these water features with the amount of pumps that are in them, and why you do so. Because you're not going to design this water feature with only 8,000 gallons per hour of water going through it. You're only going to design these bottom two with 19,000 going through it. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's when it comes to designing the amount of water that is going to flow over the rock, it has to do a lot with first the kind of rock you're working with, and the amount of water you're gonna push to it. Like over there, when in the waterfall where the both meet on the top, I can afford to be a lot wider. We're talking about close to 3 feet of width on the top over here. So you have to kind of know your flow of water and that sharpness of the water of the rock itself to kind of shoot the water off the rock.
So if you're working, say, with like a round river rock, you're going to design it a little bit different as opposed to having those sharp angles to create those sheet style falls?
Yeah, it has to be a little more narrow unless you have a huge amount of water. When the round water, the round boulders, the water takes a lot more water to leave the face of the rock and create that sheet of water that we see in this kind of waterfall.
Okay, awesome. And tell me a little bit, just taking a step back, looking at the overall design. What went through your mind when building this? What views did you want to capture? What rocks were you kind of looking for to design this specific one in mind?
Well, when it comes to rocks, first of all, one of the important things about this is to see where all the main views are. And I can see that the main view is right here.
Okay.
But we also have a driveway over here. We need to capture as much as we can. It's not a 360 water feature, but we still need to create impact at least in 180 degrees. And as I drive over here, I can already start seeing the first waterfalls over here. And you can drive all the way to that, I would say half of the driveway, and you're still appreciating at least one waterfall. It doesn't matter where you go in this 180 degrees that you're gonna have here. But what I wanted to focus is this main view here. So I can see and appreciate most of them from this angle in here. So that's one of the things that you have to take into consideration is views, and get all these turns calibrated just right.
Yeah, and on this particular one, you have 10 cascades or 10 waterfalls, and from your main view, I'm pretty sure you can see 9 out of 10 of them.
Yeah.
But what I also love about this water feature is you have so many different viewing points and so much appreciation and a little bit of mystery wherever you're at that takes you from here and be like, all right, I have to take a look at this water feature from here, because from that main view over there, I couldn't see this falls here and I couldn't appreciate it, but that mystery and the different ways that you angle it makes you want to enjoy it and draws you to those different areas.
Yeah, I mean, if you design a water feature just from this angle, exactly all the waterfalls facing this way, it's just gonna look man-made. When you have that mystery, that waterfall, you cannot see all of them from one exact point. You have to kind of go around it and see all the different waterfalls. That's when it looks really natural. So it's very important for me to design not just for the main view, but so I can appreciate all of them. But as I walk around or as I drive around this driveway over here.
All right, one last thing, because I know when I do, or when we're working on big boulder water features, I always pick out a favorite rock. What is your favorite rock? And I will then show you my favorite rock. What's your favorite boulder that you placed here in water?
I think it's gotta be those two waterfalls in there. The main waterfall.
All right, so you're cheating a little bit. Using 2 rocks as one, which I can appreciate.
Those two are my favorite right there.
Okay. So my personal favorite one is this one. And the reason why is because it will take you from here to here, and this big one is what takes this, it brings this water around. It's just so inviting, like you can't help but just to stand on it. That's why this one's my favorite. But back to yours, what again, and why is those your favorite?
Because they're wide and they both kind of collide together to form that nice, really natural waterfall there.
Awesome. So we're about 95% of this project. Just doing a little bit of that cleanup, wrapping up loose ends, and I will be back here in a couple days when that water is clear, so we can make sure you guys can see the finished product.
See you in the next one.
Later. All right, we are back at this project. We let the water settle over the weekend. Water is crystal clear, and this feature is definitely a focal point of this front entryway of this house. It captures every single view that you could ever imagine as you go through this roundabout driveway, and it just turned out amazing. Omar did a great job getting 10 different cascades in here with 2 split falls, and overall just knocked it out of the park. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that we did and why we did it. So right now, we always love to add some twists and turns. We got some bigger boulders like this one and this one that give that water a nice twisting angle. This falls right here is designed for both pumps. That way it really fills this space in. And then those are a little bit more narrow because we understand we have one pump that we're working with. I love how Omar just thinks through everything, and that includes working with the water flow at hand. Overall, totally amazing. One of my favorite things about this one was as soon as this water feature turned on, the grandkids were out playing on it. The big boulders enable them to run and jump and do whatever they want without worrying about any rocks falling in or hurting the liner or hurting themselves, because this water feature is as secure as it gets, and it is a great way to get the kids outside and off of their screen. All right, we're here at the top of this waterfall, and what we did is we split it to 2 entryway points. I love it because it captures different angles and utilizes that spring look even better. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This project is a wrap. Omar did an amazing job with this big boulder water feature. And please hit that bell, get notifications. We got videos coming out all the time. If you want to put in a little input of what you would like to see, write it in the comments. We'd love to respond and to maybe, get some ideas on what you guys are looking for. So again, thank you so much and see you next time.